For old style numerals, the rule is to use them in body copy wherever possible. Lining numerals, we're taught that they're used for anything for accounting. I've done annual reports for a long time, and usually in the financials, it's preferred to use tabular lining versus proportional lining, and I'll explain that too. So in the software, when we have some numerals here, just to look at, I'll use this example here with Harriet. When I type in the numerals here, the default here is text numerals. Same with the content over here. On my right, if you see 14 and 15th, those numerals have ascenders and descenders just like the rest of the type. Okay? So if I make those cap, they become proportional lining, meaning they align to the baseline and the cap height. Okay? A lot of times in content, you'll see this, or 2014, let's say, and you'll see, money in here as well, 1.5 million. But most of the time, we're going to see this as caps as a default, and we're so used to reading it that way over the last 10, 20 years. But what happens when we read this is now we're being, we're kind of slamming into a visual wall here. The type doesn't ebb and flow with the X height and the ascenders and descenders as the rest of the copy. So that's why old style, or text type, as Robert Bringhurst uses in his book, with the lowercase characters that are around them. Now, for aligning, another way to find these in the software is if you go under character and you have the drop down here under open type, it's these characters down here which you have the opportunity to change. And the difference between tabular versus proportional. Proportional is talking about the space around the character, how each character fits with one another. For proportional, the width of that character is conducive of the width of the character itself. Okay? So like a 1 is more narrow than a 4 in this case as we're looking at it. Tabular, however, is talking about almost like a monospace kind of mentality where every character is the same space. So the width of the 4 is going to be the width of every character, even the narrower 1. So if we did tabular aligning, you can see how the space differs. So if I copy this and put it next to it, and you watch me change it here, to proportional aligning, the spaces will alter, as you can see. And the reason that is for tabular is meant for the numerals to be aligned vertically to the decimal point. Okay? And that's usually for financials. So tabular you usually want to use when you're using financials where you have to align them vertically. Everything else is typically proportional, which means the space is the width of each character is conducive of the actual width of how the character is designed, like a 1 to a 4.